I think it's entirely possible that he meets with the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund. Congratulations to the Financial Times for breaking that story. Say they 3 to 5%. They bought it in the open market. They didn't write a check to Elon. Of course, therefore, you have to think maybe Elon does need the money. I'm sure in a conversation they said, hey, listen, you want to go private? We'll help you go private. Now, remember, if Elon doesn't dump from what is clearly a pump, then I think the SEC is unlikely to go after him. This reminds me very much of when wolves bite. Bill Ackman, hoping very much that the government will get involved against Herbalife. The shorts want the government to get involved because this is a pretty, let's just say it's a pretty tough fire just lit under the shorts.
It's aberrant behavior from a CEO of a major publicly traded company.
Well, you see his board?
I know.
I don't James Murdoch going to speak up?
James Murdoch's on the board. Who? You think they knew about this?
No, but I'm saying
this
is a board of directors.
I wonder, because typically if you were actually thinking about doing something like this, you go to your board. Your board sets up a special committee.
That's my point.
And they immediately start a process. Not to mention they put out an 8K. None of that happened here. I don't know who the general counsel of Tesla is. This is a sideshow from the main point here, of course, of whether or not you could ever actually amass the funds necessary to take this company private. I haven't talked to anybody who would actually be in the business of financing that thinks you can. But there are disclosure questions here, no doubt, guys.
But how about the bonds? The bonds traded up because, you know, you have to make the bonds whole. And people believed these bonds were going down. I think the bonds are a better judge than the stock.
We want to go over the math for very quickly. I mean, he rolls in 20%, okay, and maybe you get all the employees to roll in. That's 25%. You're talking an $80 billion deal, roughly. I think when you throw in the debt that's in there already, maybe it's a bit above that.
I've seen 88, which would be almost 3 times KKR TXU.
Right. All right. I remember that story. I broke it. Well, it was a long time ago.
11 years.
By the way, then they broke it. That went, it went bankrupt. Interesting, isn't it?
Okay,
but the point is, you'd still need 60-something billion in either equity and or debt, unless Massa is starting a new vision fund and he wants to give 2/3 of it to writing an equity check or a debt, some sort of facility where you don't have to pay me back for 10 years.
But Dave, you know, he says he has the financing. Well, look, okay, he's an illusionist. But it doesn't matter if he has it and you're short the stock. What do you do?
I don't know. He thinks you're a simulation. Maybe he's the funding's a simulation.
He said 50% simulation, but Brian Kristanich corrected him, said it was only less than
Carl,
25.
you know, a very senior banker I spoke to this morning says this may be the most un-LBOable company ever.
Wow.
It doesn't generate any EBITDA to pay down the debt.
This was Richard Bernstein's point on Squawk, is that if he thinks the shorts are bad, wait till he deals with LBO debt holders who can actually seize your assets if things go south.